Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Gold Sigma. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit. If you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, all that good stuff. Okay, so you're playing some Double Shield. I like it. Double Shield's a good choice on this map. Sure, you can pull it back. You're done with it. Just recover. No, take your offing. You can poke from here, sure. But you don't really need to push your barrier out there. Pull it back, pull it back. You're done. You're done. So you sort of got half the memo on off-angling. If you pushed up here, you off-angled, that was good a little bit. But really, I'm worried about the threats out here. I'm pretty comfortable going, hey, I'm going to push up to here. Can I threaten a Widow that's there, something like that, and close the angle. Put my shield up, threaten the Widow. Force her back. If I force her back, it's easier for my team to advance. And I was actually interested in doing that quite a bit sooner than you do. Okay. Sure. Like, I can deal with this barrier push, but what's it for? Why do you even want to be out here? You took down Rein, but you really took down Rein from behind the cart. What are you pushing in front of cart for? If you were going to push in front of cart, I guess it's because you're going to take space. If you're going to take space, we need to throw this barrier a bit further, because we can't get to anywhere from behind this barrier. But really, I still wanted us to angle out here, and then work our way over to here, and be threatening in like this, and threatening in like this, and this sort of thing. And if anyone tries to jump you, well, your team can shoot them down from places where they're protected from the other team. You see how that works? I don't need you stacking on cart. Sure. You can feel him. Good. Now go right. Go right. Go right. Go right. Sure. Watch right. Barrier. Barrier forward and walk at them. Would have liked to walk at them a little bit faster, but right idea. Fine. And now tuck into the stairs. No big deal. Drop the barrier. You're done. Drop the barrier. You needed to tuck in stairs. Your barrier can't just stand up to abuse like this. You can't just leave it up. Your barrier is there to be like, oh, I'm using this to take a little bit of space. I'm using this to block a specific ability, to block a Widow shot, to block a Hanzura. It's not I'm leaving this up to generically take damage, to generically protect me. That's not going to work. It's really not durable for enough. The good quality about this barrier is not that it has 700 health, or that it has 2,000 health, or that it has 200 health. It's that it can be deployed, pulled down, and put back up pretty quickly. Like, that's what makes this barrier interesting. You can block key things repeatedly. And you're just going to let him break the barrier, and it makes me sad.
My barrier is destroyed.
Nope. And again, you put a lot of pressure on this team if you just, even before the Reinhardt shows up, as the Reinhardt shows up, whatever, go like this and be like, yeah, if you want to push me, you can, Reinhardt, but if you try to push me, you're pushing into my Orisa able to shoot you in the back. You're pushing into my Mercy boosting someone shooting you in the back. You're pushing into my Moira shooting you in the back. Okay, that doesn't hurt very much, but that's conceptually what you're doing with double shield tank like this. When you have Orisa plus Sigma, you're going, hey, I threaten the off angle. Like, I threaten up here. I threatened up here. I threatened here to allow my team to go here. And now they start to threaten me, and I peel back here, and I get protection in the opponent getting shot in the back, not protection in the form of let me rotate back to my team. That's not really our favorite. We can do it, but it's not our favorite. You have to know his bubble status. Sure would be nice. If you'd been here, you'd never really been able to be pushed back out, and now if they'd ignored you and gone in, A, you'd have just shot them in the side, so they couldn't really have advanced on your team, but if they had, you just peek back out here, throw the barrier up, and nope, you're contesting that Widow again. Sure would have been nice. Got tunnel vision to finish the low Hanzo foolishly. Yep. Okay, good. gone. Sure. Sure. A little worried about the sleep chart there, but okay. That barrier's just sitting out forever. What's it doing for you? Like, you eliminated the supports. He already couldn't get heals. Why was that barrier out for so long? Not only is that time that it's not recovering health, so it's at 500 health rather than 700 health, so you have less of it. Once you pull it back is when your cooldown to redeploy it starts. So you have more power when you have your barrier available to you than when you have your barrier deployed. Because once you've deployed your barrier, you've committed it to a spot. That gives you less power. And it might feel like, no, that's more powerful. I have this barrier out. I can do damage to it. That sort of thing. Okay, fine if it's doing something useful, but you're less flexible once it's out because it's 2 seconds away when it's out from being able to deploy it again. Which is really useful for blocking sleeps, blocking rocks, blocking hooks, blocking widows. Good. Seems I'm good at pulling it back unless my brain power is dedicated to something else. Okay. I've seen it sit out a couple times now. Good. Hey, Sheldon.
I am moving with the payload.
Okay, turn. I don't want you getting shot. Okay. No.
Improvement.
I'm still going right back here. I can pull back a little and go, we're not getting it done. Pull back a little. Then I'm working my way right back up the off angle to threaten it again. And look, they're already not looking. There's already a free widow here for you to shoot then rock or whatever the case may be. At the very least, do some damage to her, make her grapple away so that she's less dangerous. If you want and there was no one here, you could work your way up here and you can hold this pretty well. And you can pelt the Reinhardt, slow down his advance. If he comes out and pushes you, you just go, yeah, I'll kite away. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Him kiting away means he's not playing down main, which you're totally fine with. Like, that's how this works. You go right back up your off angle. Nope, I don't want you pushing main. Go right.
Entity terminated.
Again, if you'd been over here, oh, look, I can pelt in on there pretty easily. I can pelt that pretty easily. Like, that's what we're looking to do. Unfortunate, need to aim higher. Trying to use the bounce, no luck with the ricochet. So be it. He's giving you a rock opportunity here by being in that enclosed space. Sure. Rock. Oof, unfortunate. Just aim, though. When it comes to your rock, you do have to keep aiming it. Like, after you summon it, you do have to keep aiming it. He's gonna knock you around. You have to adjust for that. Just drag this to the right. Not a big deal. You were on him when you started your rock summon, but not by the time you actually threw it. But do you see how you would have relieved way more pressure by going back up here even after you got forced out? Like, you get forced out, no big deal. Get your health back, walk right back in. You push back the Widow. You don't let the Echo go in like that. Like, you trying to fight the Echo like this outwards was way harder than you shooting the Echo from this side and the Echo being like, wait, what? Now I'm surrounded? I wanted to go in on these guys. I thought I had a good position. Now you're on the outside? That sucks. You hate the rock summon so much? Okay. I think I warmed up a bit into it. Bit into Sig here with the rocks and balls. Okay. I'll let that one get through.
The universe is magnificent, isn't it?
Let's get you back out there.
Sure. Okay. This is fine. Orisa through there, you through here. We can work with this.
Barrier in place.
Yeah. So this was basically a barrier immediately into a rock, because if he walks through your barrier, he's probably not shielding, but I get it. He can still block the rock. It's not like anything stops him. What are you doing? Go right. Go right and pull down your barrier. 100% you go right here. You're not just walking at this. You do not just walk at a Reinhardt. No. You're not gonna take him down. This is a BAP and a Sigma right behind him. Oh, but the barrier. Yeah, who cares? You're not gonna take him down. You just forced yourself into close range against a Reinhardt. You're trying to block the shadow, but mistimed. Sure. That barrier could block heals. I mean, it can, but like not for the Moira, and the BAP could have stepped through it. Sigma doesn't want to be in anyone's range. Right. Sigma isn't like Orisa. Orisa is like, yeah, I'm a poke hero. You're in close range. I can pretend to be a brawl hero for a bit with Fortify. Sigma's like, well, I've got a shift that doesn't work against a lot of brawl heroes like Zarya, like Reinhardt. I've got a rock, but only if you do something that allows me to hit you that doesn't let you cancel my rock, like put your shield up. I'm not pushing main. You can't make me. You can't make me. Pew pew, pew pew. Orisa's gonna follow this way. Orisa's gonna go this way. You're gonna go over here. Pew pew, pew pew. And that causes this to not be a legit place they can hold, so they have to back up. You see how you help your Orisa make space? You go, yeah, Orisa's shooting this way. I go here. Pew pew. They back up. Like, you can already be rotating into this. Maybe you think you don't have to and you want to rotate over here and then go here, and rotating here would take longer. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Okay, pull it down and go upstairs. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. Right, right.
Observe the barrier.
You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I do. Stacking on point is not the right answer. It's not the right answer, Sigma. Rock does have a long wind-up time. And don't forget you can use bounces of his Sigma's weapon to get behind barriers. That's true. Okay, you think you got better lane control and defense? I'm looking forward to it. Barrier? No? Pull it back. You're done with that barrier. I also don't know why you felt the rock. Why? Why are we rocking this barrier? Are you thinking it's gonna break in time? I don't want to break barriers with rock. Most of the time. Sometimes in your Sigma v Sigma matchup it happens, but... Okay. You're gonna have to close the angle. And now you push with the barrier. I don't know why you thought you could get a rock off there. Like, she was always gonna get away behind cover. Like, every time. Good. Close the angle. Close the angle. Close the angle. Remember, your Sigma, part of your health are shields for a reason. And one of those reasons is you can close the angle, that health recovers. You can poke them from up here while your Orisa shoots them from here. I know you feel like, no, this is better. I get the Valkyrie healing. I get the Moira healing. Yeah, maybe. But, like, I got an angle. I got me an angle. It's pretty great. I can pelt them from the side. That Rein shield isn't working on me, but it is kind of working against Orisa. That sort of thing.
Activating the barrier.
Okay. Block it. You can't. Where's your barrier? There? Huh. What a weird place for your barrier to still be.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Activating the barrier.
What was that barrier for? Huh. Yeah. Can't really block the rock with it when you pre-deployed it. You used it on generic damage. I mean, maybe you used it for the window. No, it's not for the window. Yeah, that doesn't really work. If you pre-deploy it, you run out of options. Now, fortunately, Orisa still works, but hey. Tried to jump up there from the cart. That's an expensive shield break. Yes, it is. Similar to Anna Sleep, I was praying that the shield would break. You almost never want to be in front of the BAP window. That's true. Your shift can be okay for it, but that's true. Put it out at the same time as Orisa. Okay. Okay.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
I'm probably shifting this then. Like, that's a window. My barrier just can't keep up with the amount of damage while your shift can go infinite. I'm probably shifting this. Maybe you're too worried about the insta rock from the Sigma.
Activating the barrier.
Yeah, I'd probably shift this. I know what it was for. You mean but you also mean the rotation that shouldn't have happened. Pull it back. Good. Sure. Cool. Pull it back. Good. This would have been so much easier if you'd been able to stay up here. You never would have let Ash in. You could have threatened back there. You could have pelted them in the back to make them pay some attention to you. Then go here where Mercy can heal you. So much easier. And even if you got knocked down, I'm really tempted to go spend time to take high ground, because you can't create any angle differential with your Orisa right now. And that's why things like Reinhardt getting in your face to pin you can happen. Like, I'm even thinking about, do you want to go over here and pelt from here? It's not amazing, but I'm thinking about it. Okay. You're gonna bear in front of a window, yes. You put it through the window rather than on your side. It's true. Merkazel says, so it seems like I'm good at forcing them out and eating the space, and then after I just give them up immediately after. Has happened 3 times now. Kinda, yeah. And the irony is Sigma actually isn't amazing at taking space. He can help his team take space, but he's not amazing at taking space himself, but he's pretty darn good at holding space. He's pretty hard to extract, and you're not really playing into that piece of his kit. Okay, Orisa's threatening here, but this is clearly the off angle, so I don't care if you stay here. Okay, fine. Orisa's got the off angle, you're playing main. Fine with me. I'm so done with this barrier. Like, I'm out of here. You can't hold this space. Okay, but like, I'm out of here really means like, you just shouldn't be here type thing. Like, I'm okay threatening main when Orisa's threatening here, but the reason that I don't generally want main is I don't have the reach. And if I don't have the reach, well, I'll just take my barrier, take my ball, and go home. Because, like, I could enforce over here to make sure they don't come up a different lane. I could enforce from here to make sure they don't come up a lane. But I don't have the reach to get anything that I want from here. So I'm not going to, like, send my barrier part way up and try to sort of walk and then be able to just barely hit stuff. Like, what, now you're in range to maybe hit 2 orbs at the cost of basically your entire barrier? Nah, I'm good with that.
Not yet.
You really do want the damage already coming in when you shift. Okay.
Barrier is
Good.
unstable.
Better. Close the angle. Close it harder. Close it harder. Behind the Orisa bear. Behind. Back. Okay. Good. We'll fight Hog over this. I'm so good with this. Let's fight Hog over this. He messed. Wait, why are we pushing this rather than taking this thing that Hog just gave up and being like, nope, I've got a health pack, I've got an angle, it's different than my Orisa's angle. Like, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Okay. That's an Ana and a Hog. And you don't have a barrier pre-deployed. You have the ability to, while you're on the ground, pre-deploy your barrier. You see you can't right now, but you have the ability to pre-deploy your barrier up sort of into the sky to give you something to barrier dance with as you go after characters like Anna that can sleep you, Hog that can hook you, Kree who isn't present that can flash you, things like that. Brig will stun you if you walk next to her, float next to her, whatever. This is going to be hard for you to get the finish on, and your team's definitely not this deep. Okay, missed. Good. Okay. Fine. No, don't turn around. Don't turn around.
Heroes never die.
Yeah. Close the angle. Okay. So, how are you going to threaten this team? Well, you could try to push main while the Valk's going on. I don't hate that while you're waiting for your Orisa. Maybe that's what we're going to do while we wait for our Orisa. Okay. Oh, Hog's trying to off angle, so you're trying to bounce orbs to hit him. I like it. I'd like to keep bouncing orbs to hit Hog. I know where Hog is. I know where Hog is. You know where Hog is. Okay. Shift. You shift. We haven't really seen a good shift yet. Shift, eats it, freaking walk towards him even as you're eating it. Like, yeah, that's good. We'll shut that down. Infinite absorption. Better than barrier. No. The upcoming ult is going to get you told off what? With the Hog and the Anna there? Yeah, a little bit. You don't think you saw the Hog ulting until after Rein dies? Well, then why was your Rein dying reaction... Why is your Rein eliminated reaction? You can still shift. Like, this barrier isn't because Rein got eliminated. This barrier is because you're getting whole Hog, but you should shift instead. I mean, it took you a moment to process, but again, this barrier isn't for the Reinhardt, I don't think. This barrier is for the Hog. Am I wrong? Like, it's totally okay that it takes you a moment to process. We want to make you faster by sort of loading stuff into your RAM, priming you for what you need to do, and being like, wait, no, after, when Whole Hog comes out, I instinctually understand that I'd like to shift that. That's a good thing, unless there's someone else who can maybe break me out of the shift. Whatever. Like, that's what I'd like to do, rather than barrier. Like, we want to narrow your world, and maybe you're thinking about it because you're like, wait, I know Hog has Whole Hog, and so I'm thinking about this going into the fight a little bit more than I normally would. But I don't think you threw this barrier out for the Reinhardt. I'm taking damage, but not realizing it's a shift damage instead of barrier damage. Yeah, okay.
An expedient solution.
And then you do shift to advance.
I need to recharge.
Okay. Is this going to be the sad push down main? Oh, this makes me so sad. Just to be clear, this exists and will unlock chokes. This is less dangerous and will unlock chokes. Threatening through here should be like automatic for you. I was letting it go while your Orisa was back here, but you do want to think about, can I go this way? Does it instead make sense to go this way? You do. It's really hard for people to push you and chase you down for taking those off angles. Oh, this push is awful. You just go out in the open? Yeah, a little bit. That's a wall. Could have flown up to high ground while ulting. That's true. Would have been hard for him to get any of those eliminations that he got because no one was supporting his ult because he was up pretty far ahead of his team when he was ulting. So it would have meant basically ulting for pressure plus high ground rather than for an elimination, which wouldn't have been my recommendation. Okay. It was gutsy of you to not rebarrier after this shift. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised that you don't have a barrier going right now, but you're just not aware of the Hog. Incoming.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay. The hook did get you, it's true.
That music. It's playing again. Observe the barrier.
Okay. Okay. So there's more off-angle taking to be doing. There's a lot more off-angle holding to be doing. There's some shift usage period. Like, we're just not getting very much shift usage. We could be bouncing orbs a little bit more. We don't really want to rock to break barriers. We don't really want to flux into Annas and Hogs where we have to be part of the follow-up because our team's not there. All sorts of good things. A sad push is the story of my life. Okay, okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do I think it's worth swapping to ball here, or is 76 ult too much to lose? For the last moments of the game on attack.
Ready for battle.
That music. It's playing again.
76. Oh, 70. Got it. I was thinking you meant 76 like the hero. 70 ult. 70 ult. Got it. Okay. Too much to lose. No, you have to. Like, you literally have to swap. If you think that they're not going to make it, you have a decision to make. Do you think that your team is going to contest just fine until you get there, and then your ult is a way for your team to actually win? And does your team have any other ways to actually win? And your team is looking light on ways to actually win right now, so I'd consider staying if you think your team is going to hold this. And given what I see ahead of you right now, I'm pretty comfortable staying on Sigma. My team shouldn't get wiped before I'm able to get there. And if they do get wiped before I get there, that's unfortunate, but, like, if they get wiped before I get there, oh well. Like, if you got there on ball, how are you actually going to win? What are you playing to get? Are you playing to get this? Are you playing for your Doomfist to survive long enough to get picks? Are you playing for your Ashe back here to get picks? Well, none of those things are happening. So staying on Sigma here was fine.
Initiating.
There is no obligation of the universe to make sense to you.
That was the decision you made at the time.
for
Good.
battle. Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Ready for battle.
Okay, it is too warm. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Attackers.
I don't know what that thing ever did to you, why you're punching it so much, but whatever. Light behind the blinds. Yeah, there's light back there. Confirmed. Coach lives at ground level. Maybe. I don't know that you confirmed that. Okay, so you're throwing orbs here, sure. I would want a little bit more babysitting of, are we sure that there's nothing over here? Are we sure no one's pushing through here? Like, that's actually kind of your job, but I don't mind you pressuring in over here either. I'm also not needing to be this direct. Like, I can be a lot more indirect. I can be a lot more over here. I'm not talking indirect in terms of bouncing shots, so that's fine too. I'm just talking, I don't really... What if you're over here instead? It's a bigger angle, and you still pelt them from the side. Yeah! And your Orisa still shoots from here. Works for me. Works for me. Also, Orisa, I know you two obviously were in the 6 stack that we reviewed earlier today. Orisa, I like the high ground hold, don't get me wrong. Doesn't really make sense for you to generally hold up here if your entire team is dedicated to holding down here for some reason. So just, it's annoying, but yeah, it's going to be worth going here and doing this shenanigans, but that's okay. You get to hold here, Sigma holds this lane, Sigma pelts into the side on this lane. That's what you do.
Activating the barrier.
Pull it back. Please go right, please go right.
This is my will.
That might be the best shift we've seen yet. It wasn't amazing, but it works. Please, please shoot from over here. Please. Please. I do not need you shooting like this. Like, your Orisa shooting from, well, not your Orisa's shooting from here, but your Orisa was shooting from this angle. We're good. And you might be going, no, I need to be here to stop cart. That's a miscommunication between you two. Sometimes you will stop cart for your Orisa when your Orisa's on high ground. Like, if your whole team was playing more high ground, that would be true. But that's not what's going on here. Peek through here and apply damage. I'm just going to get this out here. I put a spray on the ground after a big play to defending second point. I'd like everyone to know it was ironic. I get scared being too open in that room because of threats from the path to the right. That's your job. Your job is actually primarily to control this path to the right and to make sure people don't come in here. Your secondary job is to pelt these guys from the side if no one's threatening here. But your first job is to win this lane. You win this lane, so you make sure no one's here. You actually can start the game over here and be like, I'm going to pelt whatever and fall back. It's very hard to punish you. It can be done. A Tracer Somber Ball can jump you, don't get me wrong. But, like, you are thinking in the world of, hey, I'm making sure no one comes through here. I'm here. I can stand right here and pelt orbs this way, and AFK just holding left click, pelting orbs this way, and I'm contributing something. It's not great, but it's something. But then because I've won this lane, or no one's challenged me on this lane, I can shoot from the side. And I can fall back here and dance like this, but I'm actually primarily interested in this. That's what you're here for. So you're not allowed to be scared of this. You're controlling this. And then because you're winning this, you're allowed to shoot this way. So if you feel like you're scared something should come from the right, check the right more often. Sure. Rock, yep. Angle right. Angle right. Oh, I don't walk at Reinhardt's. I don't walk at Reinhardt's. I walk around Reinhardt's. I walk around Reinhardt's and get distracted by Genjis.
Back to me.
It's not like you can't ever walk at a Reinhardt. Yes, if the Reinhardt's walk enough, you can walk into it. Weak enough, you can walk into him and finish him if you have a big enough advantage, big enough team advantage, but no. You tried. You tried. Okay. Cool. This is your job. You drive off this Genji. Fine.
Observe the barrier.
This is your job. Orisa's taking your angle. You're fighting her for it. No, your job is not to reinforce your Orisa's barrier with your own barrier. Your job is to block this other angle.
Allow me to repair the...
Okay. Sure. Okay. What? Where's my barrier there? Okay.
Enemy contact.
My Orisa's going to threaten here, so I'm going to threaten here. If we start winning hard, I might threaten from here instead, but I'm going to threaten from here while my Orisa threatens from here. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. You do. You do. It's right here. Could still be over here, threatening in from here. Could even think about rotating this way, though the rotation's too long. I'm happy to just be like, nope, I'm going to spam through here. And you'll note, because you're not controlling this angle, Ashe walks through it. And if you'd gone to control this angle, and you do eventually take this, and I appreciate that you eventually take this, but you're sort of thinking about a lane, an angle. You can think of this as mostly one lane. This is sort of your responsibility to think about. So you need to hear this, you need to react to this, and you need to then beat her back and then take her lane and beat her. I was fine with this to start, but once you hear her, you need to adjust, be ready for her, fight her, not let her in type thing. Okay. It looks like Ashe came through here. Their teams that came through here, and they won the fight by having two different angles and squishing you guys in here. Looks to me like that's what happens. If only we had a hero who was really hard to push into, who could hold and respond to off-angle threats. Okay. Okay. You're flirting on the off-angle, but never asking it out?
Unfortunate.
Right, but are you flirting on the off-angle in your mind or in the off-angle's mind? Like, does the off-angle actually think you're flirting, if we asked it?
Like the impression of a dying star.
This will restore you.
I mean, here you went and talked to the off-angle's friend. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we'll drop it. Sure. You can take truck. That's a fortify. You can't rock those. Good. Left side, left side. Good. Good block. Yeah, I'm not either. That's over. Okay. Interesting barrier. We're gonna take the off angle? I'm good with this one. Yeah. So obviously we want to hit these. Ashe doesn't know that we're here. Why are you rushing this shot? Aim your shot. Legit, aim your shot. This is not a case of, oh, you don't have good enough aim. This is you just not aiming your shot. You should hit this. Second orb is harder to hit than the first orb on a target that's standing still, maybe, because maybe they started to move, that sort of thing. But aim your shot.
My blade is ready to come from space.
Retrieving the barrier.
I don't know that I want to walk on that. Yeah. This is an interesting walk. So this is sort of an issue of like, hey, you don't really have the reach to be relevant to Dev 3 over there. And I don't really want you to walk out here because this is like earlier when you sort of threw your berry out to walk close enough to be able to hit people. And it's like, okay, so maybe that's your plan to get in, but what's your plan to then get out? Is it shift? Like, then you're spending your barrier, all of it, and your shift to get a couple shots off? That's not great. We don't really want to push out like this as Sigma. We want to find a place, like maybe here, where we can do reasonable work. Or over here, where we can do reasonable work. Oh, this is a problem? This is actually Orissa's spot. On defense, this is actually Orissa's spot. And if this is Orissa's spot, it's probably not your spot. So this could be your spot. This could be your spot, but this isn't really your spot in double shield as Sigma. This range issue that you're running into should tell you that this isn't your spot. Like, this doesn't work. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We have Coalescence and Supercharger going? And Reinhardt's been eliminated? This isn't even close. This isn't even close we've won this fight. If you wanted to Flux, your Flux? You could have thought about it back here. You could have thought about it here. It's not an amazing Flux, but it'll work. Like, it'll lift Reinhardt. It'll force cooldowns out of the other two. It's not amazing, but it'll work. Oh, now it looks a little more attractive. You can get Ana out of it. Okay, maybe you could still Flux. You definitely can't Flux anymore. Like, they have to spend ults or get in the limb before you can consider Fluxing anymore. No, this is good? Uh-oh. Why does Blah think this is good? Learning to press Q when everyone else does will make you feel at home in Plat. There we go. There we go. Like, it's a big Flux, but we'd already won. Are we gonna get the spray? Is this the spray we heard about?
Heroes never die. Get into position.
The universe flows through me.
Is it ironic, though? Or did you press Q when enough other people on your team? I mean, if it makes you feel better, the rest of your team apparently belongs in Plat too. Like, Soldier, maybe not Soldier, but after you used your ult, we also got a Valk. So, like, maybe. Huge overall.
I'm taking care of you.
Didn't even notice that. Okay, please go right. Please go right. No! You can't make me! You can't make me! Okay, better. I mean, him you can just finish with Rock, but okay. Once you've hit him, Rock is no longer, or Deflect is no longer a useful cooldown, because you can't put with Rock, and you can't use Deflect in response to your Rock. Okay. Sure. Oh, the barrier? Yeah. Going right now? No, you still want left. Okay. Take bottom left, please, if you're holding left.
This will heal you.
Okay. Okay. Probably not. I might just rock Bob in this situation. Like, I'm looking at this. That's a little too complicated of a rock to hit. It's a little too, like, no. I'm just gonna rock Bob. Let's get this done. Let's help our team take it down. Cool. You could go here. You know what would be better than going here? Ah, there we go. Oh well. Okay. Are you going points or is the rest of them? You're going point. Fine. Or yamming at his feet. Whatever.
60
Okay.
seconds remaining.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Good. So here I went on cart and it cost me, so is it better to send Orisa? If Orisa still is fortified, generally, yeah. Orisa can anchor points a little bit better. This might be different if you had a Diva or a Roadhog. You might be willing to send them. But if we have to pick between Sigma and Orisa, Orisa can anchor a little bit better. Fortify is a big deal. Alternating between Fortify and Barriers can help. Orisa can tank it on point a little harder than Sigma can. Sigma really doesn't like melee range. Okay. This is a big open space. Okay. You hit that barrier.
Activating the barrier.
I cast this forth. Team up for special attack.
Back to me.
You can still flux. There you go.
Heroes never die.
Okay. Get Anna. Try to get other people, but get Anna. She's gonna fade. She's gonna fortify. You could get him if you wanted. He's gonna lunge away, but is gettable. She really can't get away other than sleeping you, which she'll do whether she gets caught. She'll try to do whether she gets caught in it or not. So get Anna. If you can try to get Anna and Hanzo, fantastic. If you can try to get Anna and Hanzo and force fortify, fantastic. Worst flux of the game. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then there in the end, yeah. That's that happened. That did happen.
Heroes never die.
Perturbator.
Oh look, your team is pushing up mid. I wonder where you should threaten from. Hint, it's not mid. It's still not mid. Like, oh look, free Hanzo. Okay.
Barrier no longer exists.
Hanzo, we'll challenge. We'll challenge with our barrier. With our barrier. With our barrier. With our... Rock. Good. Beautiful. Still have to figure out how to win. You just need to barrier and walk. You literally just need to barrier and walk. No, 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 no. You also need to walk. No one else is going to anchor it. I just finished going over how you're not a great anchor, but no one else is going to do it. Like, if your wrist is not in play, you're going to anchor. Like, that's life. It's reality.
60 seconds remaining.
Your Reaper's trying to do it. Sure.
Visor activated.
I'm on fire.
An unexpected but not unwelcome development.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay. Totally fine with me. And then you're going to barrier. Because you're going to dance with your barrier.
Observe the barrier.
And you're going to rock, because what other choice do you have? Oh boy. Can't really dance your barrier with where you went. Okay. So, there we go. That's 49 minutes of Temporal complaining about not taking angles. I mean, coaching, that's what we call that. So, here's what we look at. So, we look at this, and Do I advise changing heroes for the final brawl states? Maybe Ryan or Monkey? I mean, Ryan could have been fine for the last bit here once they're in. The problem is if you win and push them out, you start liking having your poke heroes, even your poke tanks again, making it very hard for them to get back in. But yeah, swapping over to Ryan, Monkey, Hammond, any of that would have been totally fine for this last piece in here. No problem whatsoever. Okay. Getting into this more seriously, though, what we're looking at is we are going to continue to harp on angles. You absolutely sort of get this, but like this is the hero. Sigma is like off angles the hero. That's what we do. I mean, you can't switch back. It's Tripla. That is what Sigma does. Like, what makes Sigma so good is he can take an off angle. He can be like, oh, the fight is happening here, and I've got this off angle pelting in here, and it's really hard to remove me. You can turn and shoot at me, but I can throw up a barrier. I can take down my barrier. I can go behind this. I can peek from cover, throw my 2 orbs, go back behind cover. Peek from cover, throw my 2 orbs, go back behind cover. Peek from cover, throw 2 orbs, deploy barrier, throw 2 more orbs, rock, pull down barrier, go back behind cover. Peek behind, or pull down barrier, go into shift because you guys really want it now, whatever the case may be. Like, he's got the ability to rotate between the barrier, his shield life, his shift, the extra health from his shield life, and hard cover. And don't forget this one, hard cover. Like, hard cover is incredibly important. So you want to play around those things as Sigma. Play around the fact that you are so hard to remove to be like, nope, I can just pelt you. I can just pelt you from here, and it's really hard for you guys to assign enough damage to me, assign enough people to me to remove me. Oh, you send 3 flankers at me? Yeah, I'll rejoin my team. Whatever, fine. You can have it. But, like, your backline's getting crushed by my backline while that's happening. Oh, you're shooting at me with your Orisa and Hanzo? Okay, maybe I shift. Maybe I just close the angle. Cool, oh, you stop shooting at me? I'm going to open the angle and shoot again. Like, living on these off angles, you live and breathe off angles. That's what you do. That's what you do. Think about them every time anything remotely changes. Oh, is this the right off angle? Oh, is there someone out the outside that I need to deal with? This extra lane? Let me crush it. Oh, the fight adjusted. It's not taking place here anymore. Now it's taking place here. Cool. This is now my off angle. Oh, the card adjusted a little bit further, and now it's here. Cool. This is now my off angle while Orisa holds this. Like, that is what you do as a hero. And you have cover that you operate around while doing that. You weren't playing like way in the open or anything, so that was fine. That's what we do. That is what we do as Sigma. We do not throw our barrier forward and try to walk behind it in most situations to take space, especially if taking that space isn't really going to get us new permanent cover that we can use. You did this a couple times where you threw this barrier, you walked forward, you took space, and then you were going to have to use your shift to get out or just hope your barrier held after you get out. If you try to take space with your barrier, you're either going to go win the fight with it, or there's actually some new thing you can stage around. Like, you take space, and now after taking space, this is the new thing that you can work around, this new piece of cover. So get this out of your system. I don't really ever want to see this sad thing again out of your Sigma. Like, let me throw my barrier and then walk forward and shoot at you. What? Where are you going to go? You just forced yourself off of high ground. And that wasn't the only time that you did it. And I could talk about rocks into barriers, but what I'm actually going to talk about is I'd like more shift value. If you're being annoying, if you're really bothering people, if you're really getting lots of damage done, you're really fast to deploy your barrier, especially when you're standing with your Orisa. And I can live with that. But you do want to find chances to use your shift where, oh, there's a lot of damage, or, oh, the stuns are already out. You see that damage incoming, and you get a chance to use your shift. Your shift usage is light. Like, I bet if you looked up a stat for damage absorbed or extra health gained or whatever on Sigma, it would be pretty low for you compared to other Sigmas. You're not getting very much out of that, and you should be getting a bit more. Like, that really helps you sustain your barrier a bit longer. It also gives you more health to play with, which is great because when you have health, you can be a bit more aggressive. You can be a bit more, okay, I'll keep my angle open and just spend this health because it's use it or lose it type thing. So like I'd like to see a bit more in terms of shift usage. You can use your shift to rotate. You can use your shift to help you maintain your angle when big damage is coming in. You can use your shift when you're rotating back to main because you feel the need to rejoin your Orisa to go, well, I'll use this to protect. If you need to rotate and have safety at the same time, shift is usually a better tool than your barrier. Shift is like for both Orisa and Sigma is really the better rotational tool than your barrier. So I'd really like to upgrade your shift usage. So like if I went in order on the importance of these things, it would be angles are still king. Please continue to work on taking and holding your angles. Second, it would be this shift usage. I want you to get more temporary health per match. I want you to get better shifts. I want you to think about shift as your priority when rotating. Obviously, you make exceptions for, hey, do they have a Sigma on the other team that can stun me, a Roadhog that can hook me, those sorts of things that'll break shift. But I want you to think primarily about your shift, not your barrier when rotating. And I want you to look to try to use your shift more, period, right now, because you're not getting a ton of value out of it. So like limit test that. Push to get more shift usage in. And shift usage should be when you're rotating, when damage is coming at you, when cooldowns aren't there. Those are all good conditions for your shift. Okay. And then the third thing that we get into is don't try to take space with your barrier unless taking that space gives you new cover to work around. Like that's if you need to take space, you should use your shift to do it in most situations. You can take space with your barrier, but you better have a new cover that you're rotating towards, and you wouldn't rotate up here with your shift and then back either. Like this is just don't do this. When you're rotating to a new set of cover. That's just how it works. I'd consider that the third most important, but it was even weird to see for Sigma, to be perfectly honest. This and this are the two primary ones I want you to work on, and I want you to work on them one thing at a time with 5 to 15% of your brain power. One of these at a time. Don't try to do all three of these at once. One of these things at a time with 5 to 15% of your brain power. Try to lock it in there. We're trying to make it a new habit. It might take you 5 games of playing like that. It might take you 50 games of playing like that. It might take 20. It might take 15. It might take 35. Different people are going to do it at a different level, but you shouldn't forget what you were working on 2 games in, and you also shouldn't be like, oh, I'm focused so hard on this, it's taking half my brain power, and shoot, I forgot how to throw rocks. I try to save it for rotations or dangerous situations, but it's like when you save Shadow for a big moment and never end up using it. Yep, and that happens. Sometimes when you're working on concepts, sometimes when you're trying to improve on something, you started way too liberal with it, and then you get more conservative with it. I'm not talking politics, guys. And you go, okay, started over here, or started over here, sure, whatever, and now going the other way, whatever the case may be, and you go, okay, fine, maybe this is better than the true accurate that you actually want, which maybe that's over here, or maybe it's over here, or maybe it's over here, doesn't matter. But if you overshoot it, that's fine. Just work your way back. And if you overshoot it again, that's fine. Just work your way back. I can tell you right now, you're too conservative on using your shift. You're not getting enough out of your shift. And one way to get more out of your shift is to be more threatening, to be more insistent on staying on your off angles, which will make people want to shoot at you more because they'll try to remove you more, which will give you more opportunities to use your shift. Okay. This is clearly a random example, and Temporal's not trying to make a specific point. Which thing? Which thing, blah? This here with the forward back thing? I mean, it's not that important. It matters. There's a reason I made it 0.3, but yeah. Anyway. Okay. If other people have questions, go ahead and throw them up now. If showing off angling by first point. Yes. Showing off angling by first point. Yes, that was a random example. Where I told them to go right. You are correct. You are correct. Okay. Yes. If people have questions, you can throw them up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do drop a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you'd like to get coaching similar to this yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below. See what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. We told them to go right and block third path. Yes, yes. Do we have an ETA on Patreon yet? No, we don't. Yeah. Okay, but good question, Block. Good question. I did ask for questions, so you went to the question that made sense. Okay. I don't see any more questions from Mercazel or anyone else there, so we're gonna go ahead and end this one here. Thanks.